Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing an empties video and haul for the first quarter of 2022. Last year, I started sharing my empties per season. So I believe the last empties you saw were my fall empties. So this is technically my winter empties because spring just started a couple days ago. But I want to start calling it my quarterly empties. I do want to share with you guys some of my rules. I guess I would consider myself on a low buy. Last year I was on a no buy and it went pretty well most of the year, but I did go a little crazy at the end of the year. So of course I want to share my rules for my low buy and be transparent with what I have purchased in the first quarter of 2022. I want to try out kind of like a counting system. I know some people do like one out, then one in. I'm gonna try 2 empties equals 1 new. So every time I empty 2 products, that means I can introduce a new item in my collection. And then I do have some categories that I do not want to purchase anything from. So that would be my foundations, concealers, eyeshadows, and lip products. I feel like I have plenty of those categories. Honestly, I have too much in those categories at this time. I do have some numbers that I want to stick to. So I'm not going to buy any new foundation until I only have 10 in my collection. I only want to have 10 in my collection, so I guess down to 9, and then I can introduce a new 10th foundation. Same with concealer, except I only want to have 4 in my collection, so I can't purchase any more concealers until I'm down to 3, and then I can purchase a new one to make 4. Eyeshadows, I just don't want to buy any more eyeshadows. I don't need it. I know there'll be something that comes out this year that who knows what I will do. I'm going to hope that I won't purchase it. I've been pretty good, but you'll see in my haul later in this video. And then no lip products. And lip products is not really something that I struggle with at this time in my makeup journey. And then skincare does not count. I don't have an issue with buying too much skincare. I typically have 1 to 3 in each like skincare category because I like to have backups. And of course, I use skincare every single day. I go through them on a regular basis, so I don't really mind purchasing skincare. I want to start off with some declutters. 2 of these you have seen in recent videos from this last quarter, and those are my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This was in my Partners in Cream project pan, and it was breaking me out terribly, so I need to declutter it. And also my Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Mooning. This just has dried out past no return. I can't make it work for me and it's not worth it. This is what it's looking like right now. And when I swatch it, oh, it just sounds dry. You know what I mean? It's just like, there it is in all its glory. And then this is a spoiler for one of my project pans. I'm going to declutter another Super Shock shadow, and it's the shade Midnight. This is in my I Heart the 90s project pan, and I just don't want it in my collection anymore. Plain and simple. It is falling apart, and it's just not a shade that I want. It's not a shade that I go for. I just don't see myself ever wanting to use it. So I'm gonna declutter it. That's it for my declutters. Now let's move into empties. I'm just gonna start off with a couple boring ones. I have a few like little hand sanitizers from Bath & Body Works. I just keep these in my purse. I have 2 Sunshine Lemon and 1 Peach Bellini. I absolutely love these scents. And then this big hand sanitizer I actually keep in my car, on my car door. Again, it's the lemon, what is it? Sunshine and lemon. And I just love this scent. I have a few backups of this one. And then I also have a Bath & Body Works foaming hand soap. I really enjoyed this scent as well. Kind of went back and forth between including these types of items in my empties because I don't really show them in my hauls, but I just thought it would be kind of fun. Okay, now on to skincare. Pretty sure we see these in every single one of my empties videos. I have 2 of the Garnier Micellar waters. I have 1 of the 23.7 fluid ounces and 1 of the 13.5 fluid ounces. This is my preferred method of taking my makeup off for my first cleanse. I just find that it does a really good job and it does not sting my eyes or anything. So I love it. Another method that I kind of experiment with my first cleanse is a cleansing balm. And I did go through this one from Good Molecules. It's the Instant Cleansing Balm. I did enjoy this. It has a little spatula, which is super cute. It's like a tin container. And I thought this did a good job. I just find that cleansing balms just make my eyes foggy after I use them. So I'd say about halfway through this, I only used it for my face makeup. And then I used the micellar water on my eyes. But I did enjoy this. I felt like it did a good job. I hate how it leaves my eyes feeling. I finished this Renewing an Argan Oil of Morocco conditioner. It's just the travel size. I just keep this in my travel bag. So every time I go out of town, I use this, and I finally used it up. It wasn't anything amazing, but it left my hair soft, which is the point, right? I probably wouldn't repurchase it because it was just kind of meh. Another item that I use in the shower is this from Philosophy. It's the Micro Delivery Exfoliating Facial Wash. I use this about once a week in the shower because it is exfoliating. It says it's a micro exfoliating daily facial wash, but I felt like it was a little too harsh for my skin to use daily, and I don't think I would purchase it again. I tend to prefer chemical exfoliants, but I would say like this, it definitely felt like you were exfoliating your skin and that it was doing something, which was kind of, you know, it felt like it was doing something. Okay. Next, I have another Dove Dry Spray Antiperspirant Deodorant. This is in the scent Revive, and I do enjoy this scent. I would repurchase it. Next are skincare items. Another little travel size. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. And again, I just kept this with my travel items, and I finally used it up on my last work trip. I also used up my e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream. I did enjoy this. It was a little bit on the heavier side for my liking, so this was my night cream. But I would definitely repurchase it. I think it was great. It has hyaluronic acid and peptide complex. Sounds good. Felt good. Would repurchase. This was something that my sister had passed down to me at the end of last year from some of her BoxyCharm subscriptions. This is the Sunday Riley Good Jeans. I didn't really see much of a difference with this. I was kind of let down because I know this product is pretty spendy, but I didn't notice a significant difference in my skin after beginning to use it or after I stopped using it. So I definitely would not purchase this with my own money because, again, it's pretty pricey, and if I don't see a difference, it's obviously not worth it to me. Another item from my sister's BoxyCharm is this Dr. Brandt Triple Antioxidant Face Cream. This was another cream that I used during my nighttime routine right before bed because again, it's a little thicker of a moisturizer, and it was fine. It felt good. I don't think I would purchase it. Second to last skincare is this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream, or Gel Eye Cream. This is an item that I use every night for my nighttime routine. Again, this has hyaluronic acid in it. Instantly hydrates the eye area, oil-free, fragrance-free, dye-free, non-comedogenic, ophthalmologist tested. I, again, did not really see much of a difference using this. It felt good on my skin. I've heard from many people that eye cream is not really a necessary step if you have a good enough moisturizer. So I don't think I would repurchase this. Again, it felt fine, but it kind of seemed unnecessary. I have started using the Good Molecules, I think it's called the Wake Up Gel, Eye Gel stuff. And I actually think that's doing something. I use it in the morning and at night. And at night, I don't really tell a difference. I don't know, it just feels good under the eye. But in the morning, I have noticed that like my under eyes are a little less puffy. Hopefully that's not my brain just making something up. But yeah, I am enjoying that eye cream. And you might see that in my next empties. My last skincare empty is this Peach Slices Acne Exfoliating Toner, and I really enjoyed this. I definitely would repurchase this. It's a salicylic acid acne treatment, alcohol-free, has BHA and AHA exfoliants, unclogs pores, has lactic acid. It has a bunch of good stuff in it. I forget who recommended this to me. It was either, you know, Abby Young or Beauty Within or one of those ladies. But yes, I don't know why I really loved this, and it just felt so good on my skin. The smell of it just made me think it was doing something. It has this little protectant that goes in the hole. I don't know, that's like so satisfying. And then you just like pour it on a cotton pad or whatever. I would definitely repurchase this. We're going really fast, aren't we? Okay, now on to some makeup empties. Most of these you have seen in past panning videos, but there's a couple in here that are spoilers, so skip ahead if you don't want to see. One item I actually finished at the end of December before the year started, but of course this is technically my winter empties, so I'm including this. It is my little mini of the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. So glad to have this out of my collection because it's not one that works for my oily T-zone. And the shade didn't really work that well for me, so happy to have that out. And I would not repurchase because again, it does not last very long on my oily skin. These two items I finished in my I Heart the 90s project pan. It is my little mini of my Professional from Benefit and my mini Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I definitely would not purchase the Kush mascara. It was very dry formula, and I felt like it did not do much the entire time that I used it. And then the Professional was okay. It's not my favorite. I'm not big on primers to begin with, and I just felt like this was kind of an unnecessary layer on my face. So would not repurchase this. An empty that I was just working on my own was this Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara Mini. I honestly don't remember how I feel about this, which tells me that it was not extraordinary and that I do not need to repurchase this, because if I wanted to repurchase it, it would be something that I absolutely loved and would remember. I'm just gonna say it's meh and move on. The next makeup empty is a foundation. This is my Revlon Colorstay Full Cover Foundation, and I finished this in my Partners in Cream project this year. I actually did enjoy this foundation. It seemed to last pretty well on my skin, but I didn't get a lot of uses out of it. I think it only lasted, I think it was like around 30 uses. I don't remember. But so because of that, I would not repurchase, because I expect my foundations to last at least 2 or 3 months. I think because the consistency of this is pretty thick, so there's actually not that much product in here if you think about it in terms of volume and how many uses you get, but I did enjoy the actual product itself. Another item that I finished in a project was my Milani Spf Bff Primer. I finished this in my deck of panning. Is it? Yes. My last video, my deck of panning project. I did enjoy this. This was a really nice texture. It's kind of like a lotion, basically. It did not feel like a primer, but it was a good base for under foundation. And of course, the added benefits of the SPF 30. I could possibly repurchase this. I feel like it didn't last very long. Lasted me a little under 2 months, and I don't really want to be purchasing things that frequently. You know what I mean? But if it's obviously SPF daily use, you're going to go through it. Yeah, I might repurchase this. I have some other SPFs and primers that I need to get through first. 3 more empties. A really exciting one, my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I have the shade Dim Light. And I also finished this in my I Heart 90s project pan. This was too deep for my skin tone, so I had to use it on top of like my bronzer and my blush. I definitely would not repurchase this. I don't really understand the hype of these powders. I felt like it didn't really do much for me, and for the price, it's not worth it for me personally, so I would not repurchase this in the mini or the full size. But I am kind of curious about the blushes in this line. I just hear that they're so beautiful. So if the opportunity arises and I needed a new blush, which I absolutely do not, I might consider buying a mini blush from Hourglass. The next empty is my Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. I only had a few more uses from my last update of my I Heart the 90s project pan, so I'm sure nobody is surprised by this. I absolutely love this spray. I will definitely be repurchasing this in the future, and I'm glad I got the mini. I think this is the mini, 2.03 fluid ounces. I'm pretty sure there's a larger size, and I will be purchasing the large size. And my last makeup empty is probably a shocker, and it was a shocker to me too. This is my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Teaspoon. Cannot roll it up any more. And I will admit, this was an accidental empty. I went to use it and the product was just gone. Yeah, somehow, I don't know if it was like the last time I used it or it was when I like opened it to use it again. I wasn't paying attention. This was already broken, so it was just kind of hanging out in the packaging, but somehow it has disappeared. It's floating around in my house somewhere, probably staining my couch. I really don't know where it went. I did have just enough to use it today on my waterline, but yeah, I'm relieved to have this out of my collection, but I was hoping to actually like use it up myself and not just have it disappear into oblivion. I do count all of my minis as one item in my collection, even though it's not a full size. I know some people don't do that, but that's just the way I do it in my inventory. So I actually have 9 items. I actually have 9 items leaving my collection because they're empty. That's not counting my declutters. I do not count my declutters as an empty. So with my new low buy rules, I'm allowed to bring in 4.5 4 products, because 2 empties equals 1 new. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. And that brings me to my haul. Remember the rules that I said in the beginning of this video? Well, I wrote those rules down after I bought this stuff. If that's any indication of what I bought, then your assumption is probably correct. But I've mentioned this before, but I was sick the first 2 weeks of February. I had COVID, and so I was at home, sick, miserable, all alone, and I talked myself out of purchasing makeup so many times. I was going back and forth, and I finally just bought stuff. It's not too bad. I'm probably talking it up way worse than it is. The first purchase that I lost the battle to was actually from NARS, and I'm just going to show it to you. This is the limited edition Climax eyeshadow palette. It is gorgeous. I have not touched it. Again, I purchased this in the beginning of February. It is now almost the end of March. So I've just been kind of sitting on this. I did film this haul already in a vlog that I never posted. So I've just been sitting on this new makeup until I had a chance to do a haul. But because I was ordering on NARS on their website, I decided to throw one more thing in, and it is the Soft Matte Foundation. No, I do not need another foundation, but these 2 items have been on my wish list for so long. This is going to be a running theme with this haul, but they are items that I have not been able to stop thinking about, and now I have them and I can stop thinking about them. I've heard so many good things about this foundation for oily skin like I have. I've heard that it's just beautiful and it lasts really long. So I'm really excited to try it out. That is it from NARS, so not too bad. I also placed a Colourpop order. I gave you a little sneak peek of this in my I Heart the 90s project pan, I did roll one of these items in. So I'm panning this blush here. This is the shade Let's Dance. Here's the shade, beautiful pink. And I also got 2 more shades in that blush. I have Flirt Alert and Baby Cakes. I just couldn't resist the adorable packaging, and I actually do enjoy the formula. I've only tried that one color, and it's very pigmented. I have to be so careful with it, but it does blend out beautifully. I'm actually wearing it today. Side note, but yes, so that was part of my Colourpop haul. I also have 3 more things from that. I ended up picking up the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. And I got the shade Fair 10N. And then the 2 other items from Colourpop are eyeshadow palettes. Again, these are items that have been on my wish list for such a long time. Now that I have them in my possession, I can finally stop thinking about them. And they are 2 palettes that people love having in their collections, so I know that I will love them too, hopefully. The first one is the Wild Nothing palette. Now, I didn't even think about this, but this color story is beautiful for this time of year. So I do want to do some looks with this. I do not want to savor this like I do with a lot of my new makeup because I spent money on it. I should use it, not just have it rot in my drawers, you know? And the last item from Colourpop is definitely nostalgic. I bought the Liz McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of palette, and Lizzie is my homegirl. I grew up watching Lizzie. I don't know, it's just something that hit me in my heart. I talked myself out of this palette so many times because of the bright color story. Again, it is so beautiful for this time of year. I really want to do some fun looks, and I'm just happy. I'm happy. It's been almost 2 months since I purchased these, and I don't regret it, so that's a really good sign. Then I really wanted this specific palette that I'm about to show you, and it was sold out on Ulta. It kept being sold out on Ulta, and I could not figure out like if I was gonna be able to get it. I finally found it on Beauty Bay. I've never ordered anything from Beauty Bay before, so I did place an order, and it is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibes Bellini palette. Look how flippin' adorable this packaging is. First off, I could not resist it. But this is a blush palette, if you didn't know. Here's the inside packaging, and it's just gorgeous. Look at all those shades. Now, again, I purchased this in February, and this was before BH, of course, filed for bankruptcy and was purchased by Revolution. So I snatched this up, and this is actually the only item I own from BH Cosmetics, which I think is kind of interesting because everybody raves about their eyeshadow formula, but I'm not really interested in them because I was placing an order on Beauty Bay. I wanted to, you know, look around and see what else I could include in that order. And really, I didn't find much, but I was pulled to the Disney Color Collection, and I did end up purchasing the Bambi eyeshadow palette. Look how cute! Here it is. I just think it's a beautiful color story. I think these will look really good on my blue eyes, so I'm excited to dip into this. Okay, that's it for my beauty bay. And now I have Ulta Haul. Again, this was in February, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this was in February. Ulta was having a sale where you would buy one mini, get one mini free. So I decided to browse and see what minis I wanted for free. Okay, so I ended up getting the Benefit Professional Super Setter. And again, these are all going to be minis, but because I just used up the Milani setting spray, I don't feel bad about this at all because I go through setting sprays so fast. There is 30 mils in here, 1 fluid ounce, and I've heard great things about this for oily skin, so I'm excited to try it out. So that was the buy one. The free thing, I'm just gonna think about it as my free thing, was the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. Can you believe I've never tried this before? I've been noticing that some eyeshadows are creasing on me, which I've never really noticed before. I don't know if I've never experienced it or I've just never noticed it. But yeah, I'm excited to try this out. Everyone and their mother raves about it. I just never thought that I needed eyeshadow primer, but I guess maybe I do. The next mini that I got was the Benefit Gimme Brow. And I don't remember if I've ever had this in my collection. I tend to only get drugstore brow gels, but because this was on sale, I thought I would give it a try and just compare it to the drugstore version and see what this is really all about. I got the shade 4.5 and I'm almost done with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. So I think it would be a really good opportunity to kind of compare them side by side because I honestly don't get the hype of the Wow Brow. And then the free mini that I got for that, buy one get one, was the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. So this is the creamy version of Shape Tape. And I actually really enjoyed Shape Tape. I still have one in my collection. But I just wanted to see what this one was all about. I got the shade 12B Fair Beige. Let's hope the shade matches me. The last makeup item from Ulta is actually what I went to the site to buy originally. Is this LA Girl Pro Color Mixing Pigment. And it's the blue one. I think that I'm a more neutral, cool skin tone, and a lot of my foundations are very yellow leaning. And I've seen some people talking about these mixing mediums. I know these are not new, like at all. I used to own the white one. But yeah, I just thought I would try it so I could get use out of the foundations that don't necessarily work for me shade-wise and just make them work for me a little better. So hopefully this works out. I didn't even think about it making the shade darker. If you are fair-skinned like me and have used this before, let me know down below if it affects like the tone or the darkness of your foundation, or if it just kind of neutralizes it, makes it a little more cool. The next products are skincare, and I don't typically share my skincare in hauls, but I want to start doing that. And I want to start off with a fail. Earlier I mentioned that I started using the Good Molecules eye gel, and I accidentally bought another one. Keep track of your inventory, people, because then you'll just get duplicates if you don't know what you have. Of course, I bought this in February, like early February, before I started using my other tube of this, so I honestly did not know I had one already. But good thing I love it because I'm definitely keeping this as a backup. I actually went on a little Good Molecules spree. This item is the Bha Clarifying Gel Cream, formulated with salicylic acid and Centella asiatica extract to help maintain a clear complexion. I'm all about AHAs and BHAs, so I'm excited to use that. This one is the Niacinamide Serum. I've heard really good things about this. Formulated with 10% niacinamide to refine skin texture and minimize pores. I really only struggle with pores around my nose area, basically where I get oily, so maybe that will help. And then the last good molecules is the Discoloration Correcting Serum. Formulated with cetyl trinexamate mesylate to target discoloration and promote an even skin tone. And then the very last item in my haul is a sunscreen. This is the Black Girl Sunscreen Make It Matte. It's a sunscreen gel for the face, has SPF, broad spectrum SPF 45. It says ultra sheer, fragrance free, and it's water resistant for 80 minutes. I've heard amazing things about this sunscreen, not only for the sheerness for darker skin tones, but also for oily skin. Obviously, I did not follow my new rules, but I want to follow them from here on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a longer one, but I combined some video concepts into one. So if you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like panning and makeup content, and now skincare apparently, please consider subscribing to my channel so I see you in the next video.